Appreciate you joining us.
Yeah.
Good day, Amber.
Thanks for having me.
Fantastic subject matter we've got today. It's really just talking about accounting in the hospitality and retail space, and really just some of the hot areas I think that we've seen over the past year or two is really just how this industry has evolved and how the technology and data has evolved around it.
Right.
If you could just kind of explain a little bit to us on what you've seen, what some of your clients have seen as well.
Sure. So what I've seen in the last couple of years and what our clients have experienced is they're becoming more sophisticated. They need to understand their data. They need the ability to make quick business decisions because their competitors are doing it. And where we've really we've seen our clients really thrive is using technology and using that technology to really understand their data and how they can compete or where they can make those hard business decisions, or maybe they can open a new restaurant or a new hotel. So we've seen a lot of focus in the last couple of years. And I think people have realized, hey, I have access to all this data and I can ask my accountant to help me understand it.
Right. And that's changed quite a bit from 3 to 5 years ago, where a lot of the accounting in this space was really after the fact. It was
Yeah.
reactionary, if you will, versus proactive. So I think people in this industry are really taking a step forward and understanding the data and understanding the technology. And it's fantastic to see because you're exactly right. It's allowing these companies to look at the data in advance and understand the data and make decisions based on that data that are going to be advantageous to themselves and to their client base as well.
Absolutely. And I'm sure you've heard it 1,000 times talking to clients or prospects. I want to talk to my accountant more than once a year. Yes, a tax return is extremely important, but I can't make any business decisions based on that, except for what am I going to write that check for at the end of the year, right? So I think that us stepping in and having those conversations and helping them understand their data makes all the difference in a successful business and a happy business owner, happy employees versus somebody who just gets their tax return at the end of the year.
Absolutely. And I think based on the conversations that you're mentioning, we're having those conversations monthly, quarterly, twice a year, whatever the number may be. What is some of the major advice that you're able to provide clients during those conversations that you've seen that have been very helpful?
Well, tons of different advice, right? It depends on what they are, where they are in the hospitality industry, whether they're a restaurant, hotel, maybe just a bar, but it varies. But having those conversations and understanding, they've got a gut feeling, right? They've went into business and they understand their business. They feel it's something. "Hey, I'm spending too much, my inventory's shrinking. What is it that's keeping me up at night?" So having those conversations, understanding what's keeping them up at night, and then diving into the numbers so that we can support, or, hey, it's not this, it's this. But just looking, like I mentioned, inventory shrinkage. I mean, that's so important for a restaurant. And understanding at multiple locations. I know you have a client that we took from, we were having a couple conversations a year to actually creating dashboards, and we can see the different KPIs and measure and see which ones are actually profitable and which ones aren't. Whereas before it was just a bottom number. We really didn't know where our issue was or where we need to focus.
Right. That's a great point. Being able to see that data and understand it location by location
Yeah.
allows the business owners to make the decisions, as you mentioned, based on that location. And if they have a location that's losing money and a location that's really making money, what's the difference? They can ask that question. They
Yeah.
can ask us that question, whatever it may be. And it's just a really insightful moment for them to be
Hmm.
able to see that and quickly look at it and say, something's not right.
Right.
What do I need to do to make this I'm back on the right road?
And help them lead. They know the answer, or they can get to the answer. We just help lead them down that road, and help them maybe with tools they didn't have in their pocket. Knowing they're spending too much money somewhere, that most of the time they're coming to us because they're worried about the bottom line, or they feel something just doesn't feel right. Too much money's going out, and um labor is a huge number for them, right? A huge number, and depending on the retail space or the hospitality space, then it's inventory. And so they kind of have this gut feeling that one of the two is a problem. And we'll sit down and we'll help them dive into those numbers and understand, hey, are we spending too much money on overtime? Are we overstaffed on a low foot traffic, period? Are we spending way too much on inventory that we're just not selling? Shrinkage is another issue that we help them look at if they do a good inventory account. But usually just diving into those numbers, and then they will go on and talk to their managers, or if they're running the store, they will spend time and figure out where that issue is.
And I would say a very powerful tool is for the restaurateurs in the hospitality space to have key performance indicators of
Yeah,
their peers,
yeah. Very
businesses of their size, so that they can see, okay, this is my labor cost. Businesses of my size, this is their labor cost. What is the difference, and how can we bring these two back into line?
mm,
And that has been very helpful, I've noticed over the past year or two, just really having that technologies you mentioned
yeah,
to bring that data to the forefront, whether it be food costs, labor cost, and being able to compare it to those within their space, within the region, whatever it may be, just as a more thorough understanding to have a benchmark and as a comparison method.
yeah. And also, I find with some of those, you can use it to find what makes us better than our competitors. Are our food costs lower? Are our retention rates higher? Are we turning over tables faster? Sometimes we're like, hey, this is what you're really good at. Let's expand on that. Let's figure out how to monopolize that.
Yes. That's a good point. People think of the data and it being the other way around as something's off. How can we fix it?
Sure.
That's a fantastic point. Look at the data, and if something is going really well, how do you maintain it, or how do you even improve upon that?
Yeah.
So, great point, certainly. I think a couple of KPIs that I would suggest within this space is naturally your labor cost and
Mhm.
your food cost. I mean, that is exactly what it is. It's the amount of labor that you're going into, more so the back of the house in a restaurant, to create the product, to get the product out to the customer. And then your food cost, really just being more so the ingredients, the bun, if you will, if they're making a burger, the sauces, the fries, whatever the
Yeah.
ingredient is, and really just understanding that cost that goes into the plate, comparing that to the menu cost to see if they've got it priced properly going to the
That's a good
customer.
point. Yeah.
And it's really just amazing to be able to see that data so quickly now. Whereas in the past, before the technology was available, this might be a multi-hour approach to really figure
Sure.
out what was the food cost, what was the labor cost, and now it's just a matter of it's a metric and it's there
Mm.
when you want to look at it. And that's something that's easy to get excited about. And obviously, it's going to continue to improve. So we're looking forward to the next several years on what this is going to do in way of technology.
When we first start working with a new client, or maybe they've been a client for a while, but we're able to step in an advisory role. Typically, we see the allocation of the costs, it's misallocated, or it's not broke down enough where you can look and actually tell where the impact is having on the business. We also see maybe not capturing the data in a timely manner. So you have all that data, right? But if it's not captured until 6 months after it occurs, you can't make any business decisions. It's too late at that point. Back to just getting your tax return. So those are the two main areas that we see immediately that are pretty easy to solve.
Oh, yeah.
Written with technology and helping the staff, the client staff, understand how that technology works, understand the importance of getting the data in a timely manner or allocating it correctly. Those are two very quick, low hanging fruit wins.
Right. Labor cost and the food cost again, those two items can change so quickly.
So
Whereas if you're staffed for a busy Saturday night and Sunday comes around, and if you've got events or if you've got nothing going on, that can really change your staffing needs just about instantly. So it's important to know from a scheduling perspective what events you have that could affect some of your staffing needs. Some of the events could be internally hosted. Some of it could be sporting events or
yeah,
people in town for whatever reason. So I think understanding that labor cost in relation to what the needs are, and it goes back to food cost as well. You
yeah,
never want to buy too much food or too less food, because obviously too much, you're going to end up throwing it away. You're going to have spoilage. And then if you have not enough, you're going to have customers that want a menu item that they're not able to get. So they're
smart.
probably going to be disappointed and maybe not come back, maybe go somewhere else, whatever it may be. So I think really just keeping an eye on those two data points really can make or break this industry significantly.
That's true. The scheduling, like you said, so important, whether you're a restaurant or you're catering or and I think people forget that too. They forget that people element. They're focused on table turnover and focused on the, produce that's going to expire, but, making sure you have the right people at the right time.
Right. And I think never be afraid as a management team or a business owner to make those tough
Mhm.
decisions because,
Mhm.
if you are really busy at one moment and you see that the needs are kind of scaling down a little bit throughout the evening, feel free to kind of have those conversations with the team members and let them know big picture wise, because a lot of them think, oh, they're sending me home, whatever it
Right.
may be. But I think helping them understand the big picture from a financial perspective, as we talked about. So that really goes into bringing team members into that mix,
Mm.
having those financial discussions with them so that they can understand big picture how their labor and how everybody else's labor and food cost or whatever it may be is really affecting the bottom line and how they can pitch in as a team to make this stronger
Mhm.
for the entire company.
Yeah. I think, other decisions are vendors. Vendors, I think, are really important. It seems, am I going to vendor A or vendor B? And well, they both sell the same thing. But, if you can build a relationship with vendor A and it's a good relationship, it's going to pay dividends down the road. And you just don't think about that in the beginning. Who's got the lowest price, right? Or who has the best product or whatever the case may be. I guess one piece of advice that a lot of clients that they don't initially take away as to how important up-to-date financials are, how important capturing that data in real time and then analyzing it in real time is until they see those KPIs and they see Joe, their competitor, oh, well, he's doing something I'm not. Then they start to, value that data. But when you first, a lot of business owners, they didn't get into business to be an accountant, right? They didn't get into business because they wanted to read income statements. So they don't understand the value. But then they have a partner come along and help them understand that value.